Apparently, I'm a sweetheart in real life and just an asshole on a podcast. Who knew?
No.
Damn.
Well, you didn't ask me.
Nope, I didn't.
Because I could have told you. Anyway.
Did you hear the way he said nope he didn't? Like,
Yeah,
and I'm
I
not
heard
gonna.
him. Yep, I heard him.
Oh,
But he also inquired who knew. I did.
it's rhetorical.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Y'all two are funny.
Welcome to the threesome, y'all. This is the podcast where the three of us make an attempt to talk about at least 3 topics each week. Fair warning. On the night we're recording this, there is about to be a basketball game. So, take that for what it is. We gotta go.
Take a move, make your point, and get out.
Go. That's what it is.
Also, my heat are playing, so, that makes a difference.
She's gotta go, not we.
This don't come out till Wednesday. You want to make predictions?
The predictions don't matter. It don't matter at this point. I'm just so proud of my heat. At this point, it doesn't even matter. But I will say this, since you're on this comes out on Wednesday. You know what? Let me get through the intro first. Because I did not do that. Anyway, if this is your first time finding us, we thank you. We thank you for coming in and welcome. And if you are back, real MVP and,
Hey, you.
Wow. I don't even know what to say about that. But anyway. So, the sultry voice you're about to hear is our point person and optimistic realist. We like to call her Star. Okay? Good luck with that. Are you feeling any better, Star? Because Star had been sick in this past week, and I've been worried about her.
Oh. When it comes to weather. I
Agreed.
understand global weather, global warming and all that other shit. But this allergy stuff is ridiculous. I'm about to go swallow me a whole bottle of bee pollen and
No, that's not where I thought that was going.
Mm-hmm. Which could be helpful too, but I don't have any of that around. Anyway,
glad. Well, hopefully
not so sultry this week. Maybe next week.
Well, hopefully you'll be better soon. You'll feel better soon. We can only hope, right? And the dulcet baritone you're about to hear is our man in the middle, our voice of reason. And we like to call him Magic.
Black don't crack, beige don't age. Go and get this banana and get back in your cage.
All right, then. So that people don't accuse me of playing favorites, how are you feeling this week?
Cooler than a polar bear's toenails.
Okay. So...
Y'all gonna get these music quotes one of these years. Google some shit.
So bring up the rear. As always, I like to identify as the pragmatic contrarian of our group. And they call me Storm. So you mentioned this podcast coming out on Wednesday. It will be, I don't even know what the date is going to be. It's going to be Wednesday the 24th, which means it will be a day past my Stevie Weevy's birthday. So happy birthday, Stevie Weevy. Happy belated birthday, Stevie Weevy. Additionally, speaking of birthdays, this podcast will be the last one that you hear before our Magic's birthday. Your birthday's on the 28th?
Yeah, if you're just gonna put it out there for everybody.
I
Mm-mm.
didn't say what year. I'm just saying,
Send
I mean,
news.
we'll record another podcast before your birthday, but nobody will hear it before your birthday. So let me take this time to say happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
You're quite
Happy
welcome.
birthday to
You're
Happy
such a sweetheart in the intro.
birthday.
Fuck you. And once again, okay.
That'd be a decent present. But anyway,
Mm, mm, mm.
And once again, so that I'm not seen as playing favorites, a happy belated birthday because I didn't mention it. A couple weeks ago to Magic's cousin Pookie, whose birthday was
Poop.
yeah,
on the 13th. So,
yeah.
I don't want anybody to say that, I'm not acknowledging people. So,
I will make
there we
sure
go.
Well,
I
to you
forward this
both.
to him.
Yeah.
To you
Also,
both.
my friend Dr. Howard,
Happy birthday to ya.
her birthday was
Happy
just on the 13th. So,
birthday.
Oh,
yeah, a lot of May birthdays. I don't know. Y'all,
Tauruses don't count.
y'all. Okay. uh, that's funny.
Mm.
Anyway, any other announcements?
I would like to thank Ja Morant for setting a great example for the youth.
Okay, we can talk about Ja as well in a minute. Yeah, because we can have a discussion about that. Because
He's an idiot. There's nowhere else to go with it.
there is, and I don't know that. I'm starting to believe. Well, anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute. Any other announcements before we get into those types of things?
Shout out to the dude at the Dollar General over on what is that, 8 Mile in Losser in Detroit. That was in there, and this guy tried to snatch this old lady's or this elder woman's purse, and he took his can of Progresso soup and threw it at him and hit him
Wow.
upside the
I was going to say, did he beat him in the head? Because that would
head.
be funny.
He threw it at him and hit him in the head with it, but and he dropped the purse and ran out the store. But also
Rookie.
shout out to the young man with the slingshot. I forget where this was. I want to say this was here too. So
Um,
his little sister was
it was
out
in
playing.
Michigan, yeah, but it wasn't. It wasn't in the Detroit area, I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah. So shout out to the young man. What is he, like 13 or 14? He used his slingshot to stop an abduction of his little sister. His little sister was outside playing behind the house in like a little lightly wooded area, and some teenage fucking idiot came up on her and tried to like snatch her. And he took his slingshot, like, what is it, from the upper back porch or something like that? I forgot how many feet, but got his
Right,
ass like twice, So he
right.
told his
Gangster.
mama. He told his mama. His mama didn't really like believe him or whatever. But that's how the police found the dude. Like when they filed the police report and they went looking for him, or they called the police, went looking for the dude or whatever, and they found him and he had two like big ass welts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The kid was 13. His sister was 8. The dude that tried to grab her was 17. He came out of the woods because their house apparently backs up to the woods. It's in Cadillac, so it backs up to the woods. So the dude came out the woods and tried to snatch his sister, and he beamed him with the slingshot with two
Two
rocks.
piece. Ooh, not
And the
all heroes
guy,
wear capes, people.
yeah, exactly. And the guy ran away. Now, here's a quote from the 13-year-old kid whose name is Owen. Quote, I was just lucky. He's just a big target. He's just a big target because he's not like one Pepsi can or anything. How funny. I love kids.
Word.
Like, it was easier to hit him upside the head than what I'm normally shooting at.
Well,
But
thank you
yeah,
for more
uh,
accurate details of the story.
yeah, that was in Alpena. That's where it was, Alpena. So, yep.
One of them,
Um,
them.
let's see. Oh, well, I'll get into that later. So, any other announcements? Anything else before we jump into Ja?
Yeah, let's just get to that.
Okay.
Are you
So,
going wax poetic?
no, I'm just saying. Am I not the only one that's worried about him?
They clearly dude is an alcoholic and
I think
he's
it's deeper
trying
than
way
that.
too hard to prove something that he's obviously not. I mean, at the point where you, for better, roughly lose about half a bill so you can look cool to broke people, you need to reevaluate where your life is going.
Well, apparently, I mean, clearly that money ain't important to him like that. But
Yeah,
I
when
mean,
you're 23, when your ass is 43, it might be, oh shit, I fucked up. Ask
yes.
Iverson, he'll tell you.
Listen, I agree. I agree. However, comma, okay, I also can understand being that age and not being able to put a voice to your feelings because it seems to me like he's acting out. You know what I mean?
Clearly.
Not like not just doing dumb shit, but it seems like he's self-sabotaging. And
Yeah.
maybe he doesn't even realize, like maybe he hasn't even acknowledged himself why he's doing these things. You know what I mean? But I don't think that makes him stupid. But I just wish
No. If your
somebody
boss said stop doing that shit and you went back and did it again, you stupid.
listen. I think it was in the last episode when we were talking about Robert Downey Jr.
Were we?
Yeah, remember I said I was proud of him because I didn't think he was gonna make it when he was younger. Like I really thought he was gonna die. I thought he was gonna kill
You was
himself.
having
Like
a
I really.
different conversation with different people.
Hey,
Oh, it must have been a different conversation with different people. But anyway, I'm
You out
very
here
proud.
cheating on this podcast.
Huh?
mm-hmm.
But anyway, like when I see Robert Downer Jr. now, I'm
Downer's funny.
very proud of how he came through, how he weathered that storm. Because when he was younger, like I honestly thought, and he was very talented himself, and people kept giving him chances because of that, and he kept blowing them. Remember? And I was
Yeah.
just convinced he was going to die. Like he was self-sabotaging, and I was convinced he was going to kill himself. That's kind of how I feel about Ja. Like I feel like he's self-sabotaging, and I feel bad for him, and I just hope he gets some help, and I hope he gets to the other side of it. That's what I hope for him.
I hope he's willing to do what it takes to save himself. Because
That's
we
what
all
I'm
know
saying.
people that was stuck on fucking stupid and didn't get out until it's too late. But I hope the best for dude, but
Yeah, and
it's
that's
slipping.
my point. And that's my point because it was the same thing with Robert Downey Jr. People kept trying to, force him into
Yeah.
into
You
help,
can't save anybody from themselves.
and that is exactly what I'm saying. But it just wasn't working, and so I just figured that dude's gonna kill himself, and it's gonna be a shame because he's very talented, and that's how I feel about Ja. Like I feel like he's going to put himself in a position to lose his life without
Trying to
even
look cool on
realizing
Instagram.
why he's doing it. Like to me, there's some serious emotions tied up in there, some kind of way that he doesn't know how to express.
Yeah,
Maybe
fuck the
not
gun
even to.
videos. Watch the drinking videos. Clearly, that man is going through some changes.
That's what I'm saying. But maybe he doesn't know how to express it even to himself. And no, I don't watch videos of people being drunk. I just don't. But yeah, like, I just hope he gets the help he needs. And clearly, that is not good. Well, let me not make judgments about people. Stop. Stop. I hope he gets the help he needs. And I hope he gets through it. And I hope we're not talking about how he lost his life as a result of this. I hope he can put voice to his feelings. That's what I hope.
Good luck, nigga.
I don't know who you are or what you did, but I wish you luck.
All right, let's get to some topics. Miss, I'm on a
Okay,
time limit.
I am, but we still got 38 minutes.
Mm.
Lucky y'all. Um, so there was a research study that was done uh, by Stanford, and it has spanned several decades, which is interesting. But the study, okay, the result of the study, don't be barking at me. Don't be barking at me.
Okay.
He's like, spit it out.
No, he wants me to play with him, and listen, I'm busy.
Red Rocket, Red Rocket.
Anyway, you're a lunatic.
Oh, man.
Okay, so apparently the study has found that the average size of the male erection has gone from about 4.8 inches or 12.1 centimeters.
Wow.
It has grown to 6 inches or approximately 15.24 centimeters since the 1950s when they started the study. And they are concerned. They're concerned about it started in 1942.
Damn.
The data was taken from 1942 to 2021. And they are
And you thought your
concerned.
job sucked.
Well, I actually like my job, but that's another issue. Uh, but anyway, the researchers are concerned about that rapid a change, and I know it doesn't seem to be rapid, but that is a rapid change in a short amount of time, relatively short amount of time. So they're concerned about that because it means that something powerful is happening within our bodies, I guess, within the human body. What they believe it is environmental chemicals and
Yeah,
chemicals
duh.
chemicals that we ingest
Yeah, duh.
because but they expected that the average length would have decreased rather than increased over the years.
This
But
is going to take a minute.
well, I'm going to say that also our hormones have also been infected. Ugh, I cannot talk today. Affected, not infected. Our hormones have also been affected by it, and male hormones in particular. Remember how we were talking about less children being born and that kind of thing, and we were talking about how men or boys are waiting longer to have sex and that kind of thing.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of other reasons for that, but yeah.
Okay. Also, sperm counts are being affected. So, although although the member has grown, the average size has grown, the sperm counts have
Are
been,
lower.
yes, negatively affected.
Okay, I
So,
don't know any exact numbers, but generally speaking, aren't people taller? And I'm damn sure they're bigger than they were in 1940 something.
yes, but I don't think that the increase in height is in proportion to the increase in size. If that
Hmm.
makes it. Also, let it be said, as someone who knows these things, just because you're tall doesn't mean you are large. So let's
I
keep
have
that in
no
mind.
evidence to the contrary, but I'll take your word for it.
I
You are
do.
you are one man, okay? You are one man.
I do. I got a couple.
I'm telling you.
It's actually fucking sad.
Yeah, I was gonna say I am here to let you know that that is a fallacy of thought to think that just
Hmm.
because someone is tall that they are large. So
Superior physical specimens in every other way, but that.
yeah,
Also, that's a thing of I think dudes with little dicks tend to hit the gym more. Like you
um,
overcompensate elsewhere.
I don't know that that's true either because I've seen some dudes. Well, anyway, that's that's a whole nother discussion. But yeah, trust me, it's some little dick flabby dude. It's a lot of little dick flabby dudes around. So I don't know that that's the case either. But
How you got a little dick and you out of shape? You gotta have a hell of a personality or something. Well, good luck to y'all.
yeah,
Congratulations on having bigger dicks than your granddad.
and
Which
that's also
ironically I can't say. Shout out to my granddad, but damn.
Why do you know this?
exactly like
Because they didn't
I
have
have
indoor plumbing when I lived with him, and he was an alcoholic, so he pissed a lot. So we used to
Oh.
all go outside and piss, and like
oh,
I'm hung,
okay.
but that half breed, whew.
That is the only acceptable answer to that question. So thank you for that.
Mm.
I
Or
try
that
to
you
keep
took
it
care of
factual.
him in his ailing age, his advanced years or something like that. So,
Whatever. Yeah.
Man,
mm.
Yeah. So
pause. Anyway,
well no, but I mean if this is going to have a significant effect on birth rates, then I don't know, is the human race doomed?
the human race was doomed
Or
Eventually,
regardless.
or are we
right?
all going to kill each other before the birth rates negate themselves?
Yeah, we gonna either kill each other through the food, through the air, or through violence, or through stress. Like the fuck. There's enough.
Exactly.
There's enough out there trying to eliminate us. So
Well,
hey.
that is absolutely accurate. Like,
Also,
yeah,
with the youth, I think with I guess everything's blamed on social media at this point in time, but these children don't have any social skills, and I'm very sure that's playing into the downfall of sex and pregnancy because my son's what 25 now, and when he said he lost his virginity, my first response was like, you put your phone down long enough to do anything?
who said he put his phone down? Anyway,
I also had another conversation with him. I'm like, it's cool if your little chicks want to send you shit, but that is child pornography in my house. Don't be playing.
right.
Listen, a lot of them lack social skills, and a lot of them lack like just manners, like in general.
I was
Like
gonna
it
say
is
people
a
Yeah.
skills.
shame. People skills.
Yeah.
Like it is a fucking shame. Like how lacking a lot of the, I'll say, under 35 crowd um are just lacking in people skills. Like their manners are horrible, and I don't even know. Like I said it, I have to get rich within the next 10 years. I have to because I'm going to move out to the fucking country cuz I'm not going to be able to like exist. I'm not. Like somebody I'm going to either end up in jail from like doing something to somebody or they're going to they're going to end up in jail and I'm going to end up in a box, you
Uh,
know. Like
I watch
It's
because
nice to have goals in life. What the fuck?
I'm just saying
I
like
watch entirely
people
too
are
much true crime to move
extremely
out to anybody's
irritated.
motherfucking country. But
People
okay.
are extremely fucking irritating with the lack of manners, the lack of people skills, the lack of respect. Like I mean, I know this is kind of off the topic a little bit, but I was having a conversation with someone yesterday who needed a place to stay and they are living with a friend and that friend and this person are having like some real issues because for whatever god-given reason, just because he does something, meaning the homeowner does something, he feels like it's okay for him to do it. I said I don't give a fuck if he takes a shit in the middle of the living room.
It's
That's
his house.
house.
Right.
That's his fucking house. That's not your house. You don't fucking take a shit in the middle of the fucking living room just because he does it. You
Word.
understand what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, I don't understand the thinking of people these days. Like, if you are in a situation where you don't have a fucking pot to piss in, there should be something in you that clicks in and says, until I can do better, let me be cool. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm restricting myself. I'm not doing the things that I want to do. I'm not eating the shit or I'm not sleeping when I want to because this motherfucker decides he wants to listen to the radio at 3 o'clock in the morning, blasting whatever, whatever. But I'm not about to go in there and check him about the fucking. It's his house. If you want peace, get the fuck out and go get your own shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like you can't that's just insane to me. How do you move into somebody else's stuff and figure you're going to run shit? And I know like a couple of situations like that. Like I got a family member living with somebody else, and they be tripping on the fact that the person that they live with has company. Well, the person that they live with is a very loud, like I'm loud, but this
With an extra
person is
syllable.
loud.
Now, duh.
Okay. Okay. Their voice carries, okay? And how dare you get up off your ass to go and say anything to this person about how fucking loud they being either on the phone or with company? How fucking dare you? That's their house. Like
Yeah.
Shut your broke ass up.
shut your ass, like deal with it. And you know what? And that should be motivation for you to say, you know what? I'm gonna deal with this for as long as I have to, but I'm making a, I'm making a plan. Like I need my own shit. I need my own shit. But you basically like a lot
Inspirational.
of people like the one dude did something to homeboy's car. He was like, well, he had got mad because he left some stuff in his car. That's what it was. He had left like some food bags or some other shit, and I think it was like a clothing bag from like the laundry. And he was like, I don't know what he's so fucking upset about. He leaves his shit in the car all the time. It's his car. He's paid for it. He don't want you leaving your shit in his car. Like, I don't understand people. I'm done because I could go on forever. But like,
Like I feel like how there's an uptick of people like squatting in people's houses and stuff like that.
you say squatting?
Yeah, squatting.
Might as well
Yeah,
be.
yeah. It's a lot of that going on because people are taking advantage of the fact that they know that I don't know, the laws are very lax when it comes to that. But to me, you're also taking your life in your hands because it's a lot of people who aren't going. aren't going to take any time to do all that. They're just going to start shooting because you are in my house.
Exactly. Like, how do
You are
you have anything to say, or yeah, I don't understand. People are just insane.
yeah,
Um, People are insane. Like, they feel like there's a lot of people that feel like just because they're in a precarious situation, whatever it may be, they don't have a job, they don't have a car, they got 6 kids, they whatever the case may be. And it may be a very heavy situation for you. But you don't have the fucking right to make your situation a problem or try to make it a problem for somebody else or to
yeah, yeah,
impose on somebody else. How dare you go find some empty house that somebody else is paying the taxes on and go sit and fucking squat in there? That's a whole lot of fucking nerve.
and that's what I'm saying. Because see, there, it's going to be all fun and games until they raise up on the wrong person. You know what I mean? 'Cause,
And it's happened.
yeah,
It's fucking happened. Like, people have had property that they have inherited, like from, like their parents or whatever, but they're not
right,
living,
yeah,
in that particular house, but it's sitting empty while they're working on it or whatever they're getting ready to fucking do with it, right? And, people have gone in there and folks have taken up residence. And then the law says, oh, well, you have to go to court and have them put out. Fuck that.
right. And that's what I'm saying. They get the wrong person that's just going to be like, not everybody is law abiding. And that's what, people need to
Yeah.
realize. Because, yeah.
I
And there are a lot of
look.
people who just figure, you know what? If you're going to trash if I'm going to lose my house because you're going to trash it, I might as well just get rid of you while I'm at it.
Listen, you know how ornery I am? If the law said that I had to go through a bunch of bullshit and I figure I'm about to lose a house like that somebody else is fucking sitting in, again, that I'm paying the taxes for or whatever the case may be, and they're saying that I can't put this person out for whatever reason. What is it called? Squatter law or squatter rights?
Yeah,
Whatever the
right,
Something
fuck.
like that.
Do you understand how fucking ornery I would be? I would take every fucking window. I would pay somebody to go take every fucking
yep,
piece of plumbing out that fucking house, every
yep,
fixture, everything. Hell, blow a hole in the goddamn roof if you want to.
absolutely.
You
Because
understand what I'm saying? Because you can't say shit because it's my house.
right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, well, I'm honorary like you, okay? So I'd be like, oh, okay,
You're not
this is
about to
what we
just sit
gonna
up
do.
in comfort, whatever comfort looks like to you, on my
Right,
fucking dime. That's a lot of nerve. Fuck that. I'd take every window out that bitch and blow a hole in the roof.
right.
Gangster.
Well, hell, it's better than sitting around waiting for somebody to trash your house, and then now you still gonna have to pay like tens of thousands of dollars to fix the damage that they've done.
You don't
You
get to
know,
live off me because of your situation. You don't you
Honestly,
you
I'm more
don't
amazed
get
those
to do
laws
that.
still exist.
well
Yeah,
they're
me too.
they're actually trying. They're because so many people are doing it now. A lot of states are trying to do away with those laws. They're trying to figure out a way to get rid of them. So
Me too. I had a situation where I had to move back in with my grandmother for like 4 months. My grandmother and my mom. And when I tell you I was the coolest customer, I was. I went to work, I came home, I went to bed. You understand what I'm saying? If there was any personal business that I wanted to take care of, like, I didn't have fucking company over there. I didn't stay up late blasting my music. I didn't do any of those things because that's their fucking house. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I didn't even when I smoked weed or I didn't do my drinking, I didn't do any of that. In there, around there, none of that. Because again, that's their house. Now, their rules were too strict for me, especially as an adult. I'm like, I'm a whole ass adult. Why I gotta be in before 2 o'clock? But I have no say so. That's the rules of your house. Did I think it was unfair? Of course I did. I'm grown. But understood.
that's also why you got the hell out.
That's why the fuck I got out a few months later because I'm like,
Inspirational.
yeah, I mean, it was definitely motivation to be like, okay, you know what? I need my own shit. There's a difference between tapering down your shit because you have a situation. I mean, you have to humble yourself. I get that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But some of the stuff that they had going on, can't touch this, can't do that, can't blah, 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 blah. Okay, you know what? I can be upset about it all as I want to, but I didn't say anything. I just said, this situation is not for me for long, and I got to get the fuck out. And that's what the fuck I did. I was there for like, I want to say, I don't even think it was 4 months. I want to say it was less than 90 days. I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
But you can temporarily modify your life, for the situation that you're in, working on a goal to be more comfortable. But you can't force your whatever your situation is on somebody else and then say, oh, well, I want to live like this because if I'm going to live here, that's how I want to live. It's like, no, bitch, go get your own.
Yeah.
And we had a whole ass argument about that yesterday. I was just like, you are fucking insane. And you're too old for that shit. Like I don't accept that from any of the generations for anybody because again, something should click in and say, you know what, let me be cool. Let me not do this. If this is not something that, especially if even if it is something that they do in their crib, you don't get to fucking do it.
Right.
But especially if it's not. You understand what I'm saying? Something that they do. Don't do that kind of shit because oh, I'm just gonna basically place my lifestyle on somebody else because I want to be comfortable while I'm here. Fuck that. Go get comfortable in your own shit.
Right.
Yes. In that situation, you are a child. Act accordingly.
And that's basically look, we all have situations, where, or I ain't gonna say we all, but a lot of us have had situations where we've literally had to humble ourselves to do something better or do something different. You know what I mean? And even though it may be uncomfortable, it makes you a better person. You know what I mean? You learn a lot about yourself in those types of situations. And then when you
And you
can
learn a
do
lot
better,
about other people as
and you
well.
learn a lot about other people in those situations. But you fight and you fight like hell to make sure that you can do better for your own self. That's like getting hired at a fucking job and you going into the CEO and like, I don't like the lights up in here. I'ma change them. They're like, you like, what the fuck? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that I can't bring my kids to work because I don't have a fucking babysitter. So I'm gonna bring my kids to work. What? You're
No,
imposing.
no, and no.
Lesson for you imposers out there. Grow up and cut that shit the fuck out. Your situation does not you don't have the right to put your situation upon another fucking person and make their life uncomfortable. You don't have that right.
Yeah.
In any place, living with somebody in a job, anything, strangers, you don't have that right.
Amen Ra.
Yep.
Quit doing that spoiled immature ass shit.
Not quite sure how we got here, but here we are.
I'm handing out life lessons. I'm sorry.
Yes, you are.
So now I gotta do a last second subject change.
Sure.
So when I drop my children off at the bus stop in the house I used to have in the morning, I don't like to listen to music on my phone because I listen to a lot of wild stuff and I listen to the radio. And I know I pick on Steve Harvey a lot. I'm actually proud of dude and what he's made out of his career and such. But there was a strawberry letter on his show
Uh-oh.
where there was this woman, I want to say in her 40s, and she met a guy online in his 40s who's an aspiring screenwriter. And his shtick was, as soon as I get somebody, a big name, to green light one of my scripts, I'm going to be set for life. So they live in two
Mm.
different areas. She decides, all right, let's meet up. You know what? Let's meet halfway. He's like, I don't have the means by which to meet halfway. Can you just come here? She gets to
Mm.
dude's house. He opens the door. but she's not allowed to come in
Mm.
because he lives with
He's
other people and they don't want him bringing people into the house. Apparently, he's on the
okay.
couch or something and he does little around the house work for them for his rent.
Okay.
So he decides to take her out to dinner. They go out to dinner, cards
Mhm.
declined.
Of course.
He's like, yo, my bad. It must be something in the system. All right, let's get a hotel because we can't go back to the house.
But
Goes
you
to
don't
the
have a card.
hotel.
So what hotel
Yeah,
are we about to
cards
get?
You
declined
can't pay for
again.
dinner. How we going to get a room? Oh, okay.
Logical.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she
Nah.
ends up paying for the hotel, but she says this is the best sex of her life. What would y'all say to this woman?
Quit being desperate. Quit being a mark.
Exactly.
Quit fucking being a mark. I don't give a fuck how good that dick is. If it's broke, it's broke. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying? Like that.
How do you even know that it's the best dick of your life? Because I never would have
I
got to
would have
that
never
point.
fucking got there. You understand what I'm saying? Like you're 40 years old, like sleeping on somebody's fucking couch.
Right.
Like, no, 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 just no.
Yeah.
I would have never gotten there to find out that that was the best sex. I mean,
No.
yeah, he's masterful fucking in bed because that's the only fucking skill that he's gonna have to even keep a woman. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying at this point? You have shit else, nothing. So
First
yeah,
of
he
all,
made sure his yeah, whatever. Fuck out
I'd
of
have left
here.
his ass at the restaurant. Because
I wouldn't have went to dinner. I wouldn't have went to go. The only way we would have seen each other is if I if I, would have been in that particular state. But did
yeah,
she know all of this shit where he was living on somebody else's couch
yeah, I
before
definitely
this?
wouldn't have traveled.
I don't know that many
No.
details.
Yeah.
Quit being desperate. You're making yourself a mark.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give a damn how good the sex is.
No, it doesn't matter. It's immaterial. It's immaterial because I mean, at 40 plus, that cannot be the most important thing to you. You know what I mean? It just can't. I mean,
What
you
can't?
can dick. I mean,
Okay, yeah.
you can find a fuck boy that you ain't got to pay
In your
for
city.
in your city around the corner. Like that that's a lot.
That's a whole lot. I mean, okay, at the end of the day, you know, here's the thing. If all you want from this dude is some ass, then okay, he's your play toy.
No,
No,
no, because
listen, no. Let's back up. Let's back up. If all you want from this dude is some ass, then that's fine. If you willing to pay for it, and by way of you're traveling to him, paying for the dinner, well, it
then
wouldn't
you
be
are a
no dinner.
fucking
Shit.
idiot.
Then it wouldn't be no dinner. We going straight to the Momo and that's it. You
Then
understand what I'm
you're a
saying? But
fucking idiot because dick is a dime a dozen.
good
No,
dick is not. So again,
fucking matter. You can train some dick. Like you like you don't need.
who the fuck
At
wants
40
to go
some
through
years
that at
old?
40? Like,
Well, hell, who the fuck wants to travel for it at 40?
listen, you're not hearing me. If this woman's lifestyle is set up to the point where she can financially do these things and they're not a strain on her, and she
Sure,
not all falling in love or trying to get any kind of deeper emotions for this dude, which
sure.
if you have written a letter to Steve
Yeah,
Harvey about
it's
it,
already a
it kind
problem.
of suggests that it's
Yeah,
already in progress. But if he was just a piece of ass, I say, you know what, go have some fun. You go travel into another city, take some photos, do whatever the fuck you want to do, go get you some good dick on the side, go back home. You understand what I'm saying?
right.
But he would be good for nothing else. Nothing else.
No, not even conversation. Don't call me like,
Right.
what are you doing? No, we're
Yeah.
not.
Apparently, he's a
No.
No,
creative storyteller.
no. I don't want to hear no stories. You're here. You're in my life for one thing
You
and one
serve
thing
a
only.
purpose. You serve
Yes.
a purpose, and that's ass. And that's it.
Yeah. I don't want to hear your stories. I don't want to hear about your day. I don't want to hear about your problems.
Throw your ass a plate in the microwave before we leave up out. Meet me at the mall. That's it. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? I'm not
Right.
taking
Because
you
I
to
ain't
dinner. I'm
feeding
not
you.
doing none of that shit.
Right. Because I
The
ain't
fuck?
feeding you.
I'm telling you, that is the reason why I'm single. I'm telling you, I can't with this. I can't with the foolishness. Like
Yeah. That is
that's
a
just
big reason.
entirely too much.
Yeah. Well, and you know who I blame?
Us.
I blame other women.
I was gonna
Honestly,
say I blame us. I
I
blame
blame
because
other women.
we accept this type of behavior
Bullshit.
from
Yeah.
yeah from these niggas.
Yes. And so these men think that they can act any kind of
Kind
way,
of
and
fucking
that all
way
of us are supposed
because
to
the
just
woman is desperate to have their ass around.
yes,
So
yes,
whatever crumbs I bring to you, you accept them and they figure like that's okay. So they're gonna go to the next relationship with crumbs and just because so
listen,
they can have somebody around, they gonna accept them fucking crumbs. No, make that
listen,
nigga
and
stand up and he can't afford to pay for dinner for one night in the motel. Get the
yeah,
fuck out of here.
and men
No.
and men are taught from such a young age that that a woman's agenda is just to lock them down. Like, like that's just what we all want is to
No.
get our claws into them, which is ridiculous.
Is that what
But
men are taught?
also, there are a lot of women out there proving them the fuck right.
There are a lot of women out there that are proving that theory right, but there's also a lot of women out there with that same fucking mentality. Like my thing is this:
Exactly.
you can
Yeah.
be you can be in
Yeah.
a financial situation to where things are very tight for you. That's one thing. You understand? But this nigga has
Mhm.
no job. You're an aspiring screenwriter, whatever the case may be. You're 40. At some point, when does reality fucking kick in and say, you know what? This may not happen. And I better have a fucking backup plan. You don't even have a part time job. Like,
Right. Right.
do some door dashing. And that's a whole nother thing.
You
There's
gotta
too
own a
many
car to do
different ways.
DoorDash.
Well, that's true. Well, not really, because there's motherfuckers that door dash on bikes and
On
motorcycles.
bicycles. Right.
If you
Yeah.
are
If you're
determined
in the
to
right
make
city,
some shit happen,
Then
if
you
you
can
are
do it.
determined to make some shit happen, you will find a way to make it fucking happen.
Right. I agree.
It's not about the lack. It's not
I
about the
agree.
lack. It's about the will. You have
But
to have the
also,
will.
if you're fucking 40 years old and that shit hasn't happened and you haven't moved on to your plan B, I don't know what to tell you because I can't be here for you. Okay. And dudes get mad when I say this. But I'm not struggling with nobody at my age. I'm not doing that.
Listen, at the end of the day, old girl is setting herself up for
Yep.
some bullshit.
Yep. And
Um,
she'll have nobody to blame but her damn
and
self.
she'll have nobody to blame but herself. She gonna get to talking, pillow talking this nigga, and he gonna get to throwing his woe is me's and how much he want to be with her. And the next thing you know, he gonna be living right there in the fucking city that she living
Yep.
in her fucking place, eating her
In her
food,
house, eating
shitting
her
shitting on
food.
her toilet,
Yep.
charging his phone with her electricity,
Yep.
like
She'll be
and
paying
driving
all
her
his
car,
bills.
and driving her car.
Yep.
She gonna end up taking care of his ass because the dick is good. Stupid.
Right. And she puts some kind of premium on that bullshit.
Which is the reason why she wrote into Steve Harvey in the first place. Listen, at the end of the day, good dick is a premium. I will say that. But I'm not about to put up with
It's
no
that
shit
much of a
for it.
premium.
Yeah, cause good dick is rare out here. There's a lot
Yeah.
of
Listen.
mediocre. Nah.
Listen. In my 20s,
Texas.
that shit was a premium.
You're talking about a whole different time and a whole different generation. These motherfuckers over 40, 45 these days have drank so much alcohol, smoked so much motherfucking weed that they dick ain't worth shit. You understand what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Then don't have fucking high blood pressure or some other shit where you gotta take some medication for. You know what I mean? Like they dick ain't worth shit. So yeah, good. If that's your thing,
I
it's at a
mean,
fucking premium. But you don't accept the bullshit just to get it. If he
I
gonna
know.
be a toy, let his
No,
ass be a toy.
what I'm saying is that it can't be a premium, meaning it can't be more important than anything else.
Oh
Like,
no, I didn't say that.
yeah, that's what I mean by it's not a premium. At your age, if you're over 40, good dick should not be that much of a premium that you're willing to sacrifice your standards, all other standards for it.
No.
I mean, like I can see a 20-year-old doing that shit. 40, I'm
I didn't do
sorry.
that shit at 20.
But I'm saying I can see a 20-year-old doing that shit because you're
Yeah,
young
I
and you're
can't.
stupid. And other shit isn't important to you yet. But once you get to be in your 40s and you have lived and you understand life a little bit more about life, then if you still out here talking about, I want to be with that dude who ain't about shit because he got good dick, then you setting yourself up and you deserve what you get.
And good luck. Cause some people
Yeah,
just because
can't
they
help
don't
you.
like being alone, they'll go ahead and put up with some stupid ass shit like that. So um good luck, whoever you are, stupid lady. Fuck out of here.
Right.
I guess I
Sorry.
could only
I
touch
know.
on the things that were missed. Both of y'all were very correct in everything you said. To add to it, if you're in your 40s and still trying to make it as an artist, slap yourself.
Hey!
No, you have made it. You are making a living off of your art. I know a whole bunch of people my age just still like, yeah, let's rap for a living. No, no, and don't.
It
Stop
ain't
it.
making a dime. Right. I got you.
Yeah. And even then,
Listen,
it's make,
and listen,
you
I'm
have
not trying.
to generate some form of income.
That's what
There
I'm
was a
saying. I'm
point
not trying
in
to
my
crap.
20s where I was like, I don't want to rap for a living. I better do something to make money. Why are you
I'm
in your
saying
mid
I don't want
40s
to.
having the same
I don't
thought?
want to crap on anybody's dreams or anybody's creative outlet. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you've gotten to 40 and that screenwriting ain't paying your bills, then
Man,
you need to go do
B,
something
C,
that does.
D, E, F, G.
Then you need to go do something that does pay your bills and make that your career. And the screenwriting can be a hobby that
I
may
would
turn into something someday, but it can't
listen.
be your primary focus if you're not able to pay your bills. I'm
Here, here,
sorry.
here's the short of that. Right? Here's the short of that. You a grown ass person out here in this world. And again, I don't even think that's what Magic was trying to do. And I hear what you're saying, but I'm not saying give up on your dreams either, right? However, I'm
Yeah,
not
you ain't
even
got to
saying
give up,
make it
but you got to
a
pay
hobby.
bills.
I'm not saying make it a hobby. I'm not even saying that. But I'm saying is if you're not making enough money from whatever your art is to sustain you to where you're not dependent on anybody for any fucking thing, okay, then you need to go find something that's going to sustain you and work just as hard at your craft after work, after the
True.
job that pays your bills, that sustains your life.
But that's it.
Okay.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. That is not. Then
It
that
can't
becomes
be
then that becomes your hobby, something you do after your main job. But that doesn't mean that it can't blossom into a career.
hobby. Well, never mind. Go ahead.
Well, a hobby to me
Also,
is something you devote a good deal of time to that does not pay you. That you do it because that's your passion, and
Yeah.
that's you know.
Yeah.
also, I was slinging way better dick when I was homeless and broke. You know why? I ain't have shit else to fucking do with my life.
Listen. Was oh
Right.
my listen. I ain't gonna put no names out there. I'm not. You understand what I'm saying? I'm
That's
not
why I
gonna
said
even say
me.
the
I'll
picture.
be honest about it. At this point,
Okay.
I'm grown. The bills is paid. You got 45 minutes. Do with it what you will. But after that, I'm going to sleep.
There's a dude. that I knew, okay, that I won't say his shit was incredible, not by my fucking standards anyway, but he slang good dick. And he had the capability to get some of the most, like, let's just say financially stable women. Okay. Nice looking women, oriented women who, he basically catered to. Now, this dude was living at home. Okay. He had his own room, so at least he wasn't sleeping on the couch. But he wasn't really working. He would find little odd jobs here and there, but nothing sustainable, whatever, whatever. And he would run through these chicks, right? But he would get them and keep them for a while, be driving their cars, they give him money and all of this other shit. Because this dude, not only did he sling good, he did what a lot of dudes out here don't necessarily do, which is cater to the women. He'd rub their feet, he cooked dinner, he cleaned the crib, whatever, 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 right? But he did all of that because he didn't have shit else to do.
Word.
That was his job. That was his job. Find him some chick to attach himself to. Okay. Make sure she moaning good, eating good, sleeping good. And that was that. And they would do a whole bunch of shit for him.
Listen, shout out to all the women who provided me with free rent. Y'all cool.
To
Appreciate you.
each their own.
That is some shit. I listen. There is nothing in this world that can turn me off faster than a lazy codependent ass dude. You understand what I'm saying?
Swear, we got
I
children.
I cannot. I listen. Everybody needs help every now and then. But it's a difference between somebody that needs help every now and then and somebody who needs a whole motherfucking life makeover with
Go
a
back to
failure to
your mama
launch issue.
couch.
With a
Yeah.
failure to launch issue. You know what I mean? I do not understand how you even get it wet for a nigga that ain't working. Or
Listen,
finding some way to fucking support, especially these niggas out here with kids. Especially the multiple one. He got 7 kids. He got 7 kids and no job. Well, he's an
These be the
aspiring
same
rapper.
ones getting chicks pregnant. Like, you
Exactly. I got
ain't.
a family member like that. This nigga got 10, 12 kids out here. You understand what I'm saying? How are you even getting it wet for a nigga like that? There's something fucked up and again, I blame us. When I say us as women because we accept these piss poor ass niggas and
well,
the shit that they come to us with. And it's that nurturer in us that feels bad, like, oh, they in a
that
fucking situation. But if you're not doing, there's a difference between being in a situation and being complacent and comfortable. If you're not doing shit to fight yourself up
True.
out that fucking situation, there's no way. There's no fucking way. There's no way that you could come to me with a pair of brand new Air Force Ones on your feet. But when I see your son, he need a fucking haircut and he dirty. Like, what the
Preach.
fuck? And you fucking this nigga.
Well,
And that's the reason why they keep doing I ain't gonna say the reason why, but that's a whole lot of the reason why they keep doing the shit that they do. Because people will allow them to, including the women that they fuck with.
yep.
Anyway,
You know,
I could
you know
fuss
what?
about that shit all day.
You know what? I will say this about my little brother, and obviously he's not my real little brother, but I call him my little brother. But shout out to him. He taught me something very important when we were young. I think we were in our 20s still at that time. Um, he had got this girl pregnant, and I listen. I need to stop being because she and I never got along. But and rest in peace to her, by the way,
Damn.
because she
talking
has
down on the dead. God damn.
Well,
Well,
there's
I
a
mean,
difference between talking down and telling the truth.
yeah, we did not get along. I didn't like her from the jump. I told him it was a mistake to be with her from the jump. He didn't listen. She ended up pregnant. Rest is history. But anyway,
That's where it all goes
um,
wrong.
so she already had a kid when she got pregnant with his. And, of course, that relationship didn't work out. His relationship with her didn't work out. And she ended up wanting to move out of town, which of course made him mad because he's like, "You're not about to take my child, out of town." So they ended up going to court. The judge ordered him to pay child support, which at the time, keep in mind we were in our 20s and this was 25 years ago. And the amount of money that he was paying, because, he had a pretty good job. He worked for Ford at the time. The amount of money that he was paying in child support, I thought was absurd. Like, I had never heard them award somebody that much in child support when she had another child whose father wasn't paying anything. Okay, wasn't paying anything. So I was mad about it. So I'm like, so basically, she got you paying for both of those children. And you know what he told me? He was like, you know what? I don't care. As long as my child is taken care of, I don't care. Like, I was like, but the other, that other child's isn't even father isn't even taken. He was like, I don't care. He was like, I knew she had a child when I got with her. So that's on me. And whenever she would bring his child to Michigan to spend the weekend, she would drop both of them off. And he was cool with that. And so that always taught me, like, I always think about him because, I'm like, he stepped up. Like, that was what a real man was supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
wasn't bitching about the
He
money that
old
was
school.
coming out of his paycheck. Like, he wasn't bitching about that. He
He
was like,
old school.
yeah, he was like, you take, long as he was like, when I'll be mad about it? When my child comes to me and my child isn't getting what my child needs, then I'll be mad about it. But until that happens, I'm okay.
He old school. A lot of dudes back in the day would step up. They would meet a woman, but they understood. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of dudes understood. If you met a woman that had a child, a couple of children, or whatever, and you were really interested in that woman and wanted to and decided to be in a relationship with that woman, then they pretty much knew, okay, if I want to be in a relationship with this woman, then her kids are
Package
part of the
deal.
package. Yeah,
Exactly.
her
Yeah,
kids are
exactly.
part of the package.
And that was always his thing because he was like, I like that kid, the little boy. He was like, I like the little boy, and I'm not gonna punish him because of who his parents are.
That's a real dude, though. That's
Yeah.
a real dude. I'm not saying that anybody has to do that kind of thing,
No,
but
no, you don't have to.
shout out to those who did,
Yeah.
because you know yeah, those inactive parents, though the
Bitch
kids are
asses.
hurt by that, and if it's not taxing you,
Well,
or anything like that to
well,
help
and
out with that
also
kid.
it made me have to stop and think about it from that little boy's perspective. You know, my sister gets to go with her dad every other weekend. You know,
Right.
and I don't get to go nowhere. Like, what does that do to his psyche?
It does. Listen, it does a lot. I my cousin's first child. Um, my cousin's first child. He That was also the mom's first child, but then she, not too long after that, had a child, and he actually was like special needs, and the father was not involved in any way, shape, or form. And so when the cousin of mine used to come over to my grandmother's house where my aunt was living at the time to visit his grandma, they said, well, bring his little brother too, because they knew the dad wasn't around and wasn't active, and he didn't have that other side of the family. So, you know, they thought about, yeah, that's got to be fucked up for his older brother, to be able to go and be with his people, but he don't have he don't have a place where he can go on the weekend because his other side of the family is not involved. And people would be like, "Oh, y'all stupid. He special needs. I mean, he wasn't like an invalid or anything, but
Right.
he was a handful, for
Yeah.
sure. But they're like, "Oh, y'all stupid. I wouldn't be watching that. That ain't y'all responsible." No, it's not your fucking response. But at the end of the day, you know, all these young people out here are our young people, meaning as our young people as a community, and you shouldn't be like that. Period.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have that mentality, like fuck that, that ain't my kid. I ain't
Yeah. Yeah.
it don't cost
Oh
nothing to
shit.
show a kid some love. It
It
don't.
really doesn't, and I mean, and if we're good, if we're a community, you know what I mean? Doesn't it take a village? So,
Yeah, people don't have that fucking mentality nowadays. That's a whole nother podcast.
yeah.
It ain't my
Enough people ain't
responsibility.
taking care of their own damn kids. It's
A
not
lot of people
surprising
ain't
that they're
taking
not
care of
willing to
their
take
own.
care of someone else's.
No, no, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
The
There's a
bigger
lot
picture
of people
is a
out
lot of
here.
you people are looking at children like they're children. No, that's a person in the making. Form them into what they
Absolutely.
need to be.
And stop looking at these kids like they're fucking adults. Like you see a lot of people get mad like at these kids, like, oh well, why are they doing this? Or they shouldn't be why they say that? Why blah 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 blah. They're a fucking kid. Let them be a kid. How about show them a better way
Doing
to
the
be?
same dumb shit your ass did at that age.
Exactly.
Right.
That we all did when we was kids. But
Yeah.
because they're, an inconvenience. And that's what a lot of these people nowadays see kids. And I ain't gonna even say young
Yeah.
people. It's older people who have kids, and like the kid is an inconvenience to their fucking lives. You don't get to the kid doesn't wrap around your fucking life. You wrap around that kid and the raising of that fucking kid. Kid is not inconvenience. They're not an inconvenience. Like you said, they are a person looking to be raised and molded into an adult. They're not a
Yeah.
fucking inconvenience.
They're not.
I ain't about to stop having my company. That kid can go in their room. This is that, and that shit been going on for a long time.
Oh
But
yeah. Yeah.
but it's way more prevalent now. Oh, I gotta stop my life because blah blah blah. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. It's
You
Yeah.
have
yeah.
to fucking
That
stop
should
your
have
life
occurred to you at some
because you
point.
got a kid. Yes, you do.
I
I
agree.
don't give a fuck if you 16 or 6. Well, if you having kids at 60, woo. But I'm just saying,
Good for you, but you
good
know,
for you. Right.
you're probably in traction somewhere. But
But right. But yes, you have to
Have them late. You
reroute
ain't got to
your
raise them
life
all the way.
around raising this fucking kid. Because the kid can't do it itself.
yeah. Yeah.
So while we were trying to keep this on a time limit,
Right. Because I need to go coach for real. Because ooh, good shot.
uh, the gem at the end is art should comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable.
Oh, I like that one.
Mm.
I don't remember who exactly that's a quote from, but yeah, I like that one too. If you like the show, tell a friend, tell a foe, tell a hoe. And if you don't, tell everybody you know. It's the Threesome Podcast on Facebook and Twitter. The Threesome Pod on No, it's the Threesome Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. Sorry. The Threesome Pod on Twitter. Holla at your peoples.
Peace.
RIP the
Yeah.
meta.
I would say I'm going to walk the dog, but I won't be walking the dog till halftime. So
More serious.
about to
Gotta
go.
wait
to
for
drain
your,
the lizard.
your games and foolishness.
You act like he knows who he lives with.
Black
Yeah,
excellence.
he do. That don't mean he like it.
He loves me. That's my baby.
I ain't say he didn't love you. I'm just saying that don't mean he gotta having to schedule his bathroom breaks around your basketball schedule.
Oh, big deal. I don't like that he talks in his sleep.
Oh Lord.
Bye.
Adios,
Bye.
people.